Today we're talking fertilizing for fruit trees. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you very, very early September 5th, 2021. If you guys are here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, you guys know that we have a fertilizing season, and there are 3 times a year where we focus on fertilizing our fruiting trees, vines, and shrubs. September is one of those months. Today, we're not gonna focus too much on exactly what we do here as far as fertilizing. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and link our series here where we discuss fertilizing in detail. If you guys wanna check that out, you guys will get an idea of what we do here on a regular basis. In those videos, we cover scheduling, so when we do our fertilizing. We also cover several different types of fertilizers that you can use. We also specify timing on that as well. So when you might use a conventional fertilizer, let's say, versus an organic fertilizer and things like that. We are here on the Eastern Orchard. Behind me, you will see all of our pome fruit and our figs. This is the area that we're going to share with you guys today, because we're actually going to be doing a test, which is one of the things we love to do. So I'm here next to one of our Anna apple trees. Our pome fruit here that you're going to be seeing today, we planted them in October of last year as just single whips. You can see I have one of the trees here that's surrounding me that is about 5 to 6 feet tall, probably about 3 to 4 feet wide. So they're growing really, really well. I'm going to go ahead and link the video here that shows you the design of our irrigation rings. All of the trees that you're seeing here today are on our double ring design. However, we're going to be fertilizing in the outer ring. One of the things that we've seen as we've gone through and worked on some of these rings here over the last couple of weeks is these trees are definitely starting to grow their roots out into the larger rings. So that's where we're going to be fertilizing. Now, that's not so special. What's a little bit special about what we're going to be testing with you guys here today is the addition of a green manure into a handful of our trees. This is actually what we're going to be incorporating into our fertilization here in the pome fruit orchard this year. This is a patch of sorghum Sudan grass. You can see it's just now starting to go to seed, but we still have another couple months that this can continue to grow. We've made one cut on it, and we're gonna make another cut on it today, and we're gonna be utilizing all of this green material in our tree rings to help with additional fertilization and hopefully to encourage some biology in those rings around the trees. Now, we will also be utilizing our favorite go-to as far as fertilizer here on this side as well. This is composted pig manure. So we have pigs that we bring onto the farm that we raise for other folks, usually about this time of year, around October. And we have them through May or so of the following year. When we have the pigs here, we take all the manure out of the enclosure that we keep them in, and we mix them with wood chips, and we keep them here to basically break down all summer. You'll see the sorghum in the background here. That area actually is where the pigs were housed. So we have nutrition that's down in the soil there for the sorghum. We also have the manure from the pigs mixed with wood chips and is broken down real well here over the last 6 to 7 months. So we'll get a lot of our nutrition from this. This also has a fair amount of nitrogen, also a lot of carbon with the wood chips still. And of course, our rings still have a lot of wood chips and plenty of carbon. So the hope is with the nitrogen in here, also in all of the green manure from the sorghum, that will just have a fantastic mix to help bump up the nutrition and also the microbiology that we're building around the fruit trees. We're gonna take the smallest of all of our spring apple trees, and we're gonna show you exactly what we're gonna be doing as far as fertilizing here on the trees this year. Okay, that'll give you an idea of what we're gonna be doing here this morning with the rest of the trees on this side. You can see we use a basic trimmer, so like a hedge trimmer, to cut the sorghum about halfway down. So we're getting about 2 to 3 feet of material depending on the size of the sorghum stalk, and then just laying them flat at the bottom. So it's gonna be the closest to the ground, laying them nice and flat so we can get the manure just placed right on top, and then of course bringing the wood chips back over that. One of the things I'm hoping I was able to get on camera was the worm activity in that pig manure. One of the things that we do here during the summertime, which is when we have that manure, is we take the wood chips and manure combination, mix those really well, and then we place about 2 to 3 inches of wood chips across the top to help hold the moisture in. We do that in lieu of tarps or burlap or something like that that breaks down very, very quickly here in the hot Arizona sun. And you can see we had no issues maintaining the soil life in that pig manure. Now we have all of the microbiology that was in the pig manure is now in our tree rings, where all of these trees are pushing their roots out to continue to grow nice and tall. Now for the test. One of the things you've noticed when we were doing these, we had 2 trees that had the green manure with the sorghum at the bottom with the pig manure, and then we also had 1 tree that had only pig manure. What we're trying to figure out is whether or not it's going to make a significant difference to have this green manure in these rings. This is the smallest of our 12 spring apple variety trees, and this is the one that got the green manure along with the pig manure. We have a second golden Dorset. We got 3 golden Dorset trees here along the front. So we have 2 of the 3 trees that have the green manure, and then we have the one on the corner, which is also the largest, that only has the pig manure on it. So we figure these 3 trees will be a great test to see whether or not adding the green manure along with the pig manure is going to make any significant difference as far as the nutrition around the trees. So what Lori and I have in front of us now is the rest of these trees to get taken care of. So we're gonna go ahead and get to work. Once we're done, we'll come back to you and we'll see what we got accomplished. We're about a third of the way through on this side of the orchard here this morning. We're gonna probably about call it for the day. It's warm, but we've gone through and we've taken out about a quarter or so of this patch of sorghum and are laying it nice and heavy in all of the rest of the tree rings here. I think the combination of the sorghum breaking down underneath the wood chips along with the manure and of course seeding in those worms in those tree rings where we're gonna have plenty of moisture here during the wintertime is really gonna be a huge advantage to these trees that are all about a year old. But I think this is a great way to utilize a resource that can be quite abundant here at the end of summer in the September timeframe when we're fertilizing here in Arizona, and really give that extra shot of nutrition for your fruit trees. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we'd encourage you to do that, and also share the content. If you know anybody that's into this kind of thing, especially if they're in a growing condition similar to ours, I think they would really enjoy it, and it helps us out here. Our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That is a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you here on a very bright, early, it's not bright yet,